with Breathe Yoga Atlanta, and today I have a video for downregulation of your nervous system and to help with breathing, maybe respiratory issues. And in particular, I have in mind people who are dealing with respiratory illnesses like COVID or pneumonia, even asthma, anyone who feels like they're struggling to get their breath. This would be a really great video for you. I've had throughout this experience over the last few months during COVID, a lot of different students come to me who've experienced COVID and who've had some different issues with breathing and their respiratory rate and how they feel, and this sort of sense of panic that people feel when they can't breathe. And that's really what this practice is intended for. This is by no means intended to replace any advice from a doctor. This is not medical advice. I am not a doctor. I'm just throwing that out there. This is 100% intended to help you downregulate your nervous system and relax a little bit. And what I know for sure is that when you downregulate your nervous system and when you're able to get your body into that sort of rest state, that's where your body starts to reduce inflammation. It's where your body and your tissues can recover. So spending some time in that state would be really beneficial no matter what's going on in your life. The other thing I think would be really great is if you are at high risk, if you're at high risk for COVID or any type of respiratory illness, that this would be very helpful for you to just develop a breathing practice and a downregulation practice. So if you find yourself in a state where you can't breathe, that you've at least practiced some, or not that you can't breathe, but that you feel like you can't breathe, that you've practiced some tools and techniques that you can kind of pull from your own personal toolbox and use during those times. So this is a Coregous ball by Tuna Fitness, Yoga Tuna. And it is the ideal tool for this because you can control the amount of squish that you get in this ball. The ball is meant to mimic the hands of a massage therapist, really like the palm of a hand. So it's very gentle. If you don't have a Coregous ball, you could use, I have a rolled up blanket here, which you either also need a rolled up blanket or a pillow or maybe even a yoga block with you as well. So we're gonna start on our backs with nothing. Just those items are beside us, and just bend your knees and take the soles of your feet to your mat and allow your body to come down to your mat. So just rest here for a moment. And when you're in a state where you feel like it's hard for you to catch your breath, we often bring our attention, our awareness to that inhale, right? And that it's almost like a desperation to bring breath into the body, which can feel really stressful. So what I want you to do right now is just pause for a moment and see if you can bring your focus and your awareness to the exhale. So the inhale is going to come, right? The inhale is going to come, but see if you can let your exhale linger just a little bit longer as we start. And then slowly breathe in through your nose. And exhale fully and completely. And when you think you're right at the bottom of that exhale, just see if you can squeeze out just a little bit more breath. And then slowly begin to breathe in. So I have my fingers on the edges of my ribs, just as kind of a tactile cue, so I can feel the movement in my abdominals, can feel the movement as my belly begins to rise, and I take this abdominal and then thoracic breath. So as I inhale, the belly rises, it expands, and then the rib cage starts to flare. And then the exhale, everything moves in and down. So bring your attention and your awareness to the capacity of your lungs right now. So what does that feel like to be breathing in your body? Just your awareness, your focus. Focus on breathing helps us to start to elicit that downregulation response. Relax your mind.
then start to windshield wiper your knees a little bit from side to side, and just feel a gentle stretch the sides of the ribs, and maybe a little stretch in the hips. What I really want you to do is come back to, with your knees up, I want you to just come back to this for one moment and just remember what this feels like, what it feels like in the right side of your rib cage when you breathe in, and what it feels like in the left side of your rib cage when you breathe in. So see if you can sort of map that or imprint that in your brain. Okay. And then let's start on our right side. So you could do this in your bed, you could do this on the floor. You don't have to be on the floor, you can definitely be in your bed. You could use a pillow or a rolled up blanket if you don't have a Coregous ball. Just something soft to apply some pressure to the side of the rib cage. The placement for the Coregous ball to begin, I'm just gonna get a little closer to the camera so you can see this, is really right on the right side of my rib cage. So I'm right underneath my arm. My right arm is gonna be straight out to the side, and I'm on the side of my ribs, okay? So I'm laying down on my right side, and I like to do this with bent knees because then I don't have to, there's no real work involved here. So I've got a little pillow I've got a rolled up blanket, which acts as a pillow for me, underneath my head, and I've got this Coregous ball right underneath the right side of my rib cage. So your left arm is just wherever feels comfortable right now. I like to put it on my belly and my ribs so I can just feel my body breathe. The first couple rounds of breath, there's really nothing to do. Just notice how your rib cage moves as you breathe. So you can let your eyes close. And inhale, and feel your ribs press, the right side of your rib cage press into the therapy ball, expand. Hold at the top for just a moment, and then exhale, soften. Just see if you can allow that Coregous ball to just kind of dive in, dig in a little bit deeper here. Your eyes can be closed. Nice. And then in yoga, we practice two movements, cat and cow, which is a movement that takes our spine from flexion and extension. So I want you to connect with that for just a moment. You'll extend your spine, puff your chest forward, pull your left shoulder back, and then as you exhale, round through your back, flexing your spine. And then inhale, extend your spine, stretch the front of the body, and then exhale, round the back. Chin comes towards your chest a little bit. One more time, big breath in. And exhale. You could spend a little longer here if this was feeling really good for you. Come back to more of a neutral spine, and then just inhale, stretch your left arm over your head. Let your fingertips just come to the ground. So now you get a little stretch on the left side of the rib cage. Again, you're breathing in and exhaling, preferably through your nose. But if you're in a space where breathing through your mouth is what you've got right now, then you'll just stick with that. Eyes are closed. You're just feeling that Coregous ball pressing into the right side of your rib cage. Nice. And then go ahead and bring your left hand on top of your right hand. So I call these alligator arms. So got your hands together. We're going to work on a rotation here, an opening, and if you feel like you want to just stay and breathe, just stay and breathe. If you want to move on with us, you'll go ahead and come to the sort of alligator arms with your hands. Now take your left foot, the sole of your left foot, and place it on the floor, just behind your right leg. And then the next time that you breathe in, start to reach your right arm away from your body and slide your left arm open out to the side. Now the therapy ball's pressing, the Coregous ball's pressing right in the back right side of my rib cage. And I've got my arms open out to the side. Now sometimes, especially if you've got anything going on with your neck, you might want to keep this blanket underneath. I really love the extension of the spine that I get from moving that blanket away in this position. This feels good for my body, so I'm going to move that out from me. Take a deep breath in through my nose here. The therapy ball is really just working on the right side of my rib cage. My left side nothing's really going on there. The next time that you exhale, bring your left arm back over, slide the Coregous ball back to where you started. Now I've got my head lifted, so I'm working the muscles of my neck here a little bit. And then I do that one more time, so I slide my right arm forward, open my left arm up, big breath in. And then exhale, shift your body however you need to so that you can roll back to where you started. And then let's go one more time, open up nice and big. Big breath in, stay here and exhale. And then if it feels good for you to just have a gentle little push in the back of the right side of the rib cage, I'm just pressing into my left foot and I'm creating a little north and south movement. So I call it a little jig right over the therapy ball, just allowing this little bounce, which is also really nice and soothing for the nervous system. So I do that a few times and then I just pause and settle. Again, inhale. This time as I inhale, I'm going to push the back of my ribs into the therapy ball and then exhale, soften. Nice, shift your hips back over to the left and then bring your left arm back around, bring that blanket or pillow or yoga block, whatever you've got, back underneath the right side of your head. And I want you to just lay on the Coregous ball for a moment. Big breath in through your nose. Exhale fully and completely. Good. And then let's move everything out from underneath us. So everything comes out from underneath us. We come back to our backs, right to where we started. In that half sort of constructive rest position. Just knees are bent, feet are on the floor. And now we'll check in with your breath. You to notice here the range of motion that you feel like you might have on the right side of your rib cage, and then compare that to the left side. So for me, I feel like there's so much more expansion in range of motion of what I've got on the right side now versus the left. And then straighten your legs and see this is what happens for me when I go to straighten my legs and I bring my ankles to touch. My right leg feels longer than my left. So I've released tension on this right side of my body. And then what happens when you bring your hands over your head and your palms to touch? For me, my right arm is longer. So when I just bring my palms together, I feel this length in the right side of my body. So I have this entire openness, my entire right side of my body. Big breath in, and then exhale, bring your hands back down, bend your knees, and take a round of breath. And notice how your body feels here. So hopefully you feel different, a little bit of shift, a little bit of change. So do the same thing on the other side. So for this one, I want you to lay on your left side. So you get your pillow and you just flip your body over. Place that Coregous ball right underneath the left side of your rib cage. Your left arm just reaches straight out from the shoulder. And then your knees are bent. Let me start over. So just breathing in and out. Notice how the breath is moving here. Notice how your body feels. So if you were feeling anxious before, if you're feeling a little more relaxed. Good, and then try that little bit of cat and cow in this side. So extending your spine as you breathe in, puffing your chest forward. And then as you exhale, rounding your back, bring your chin towards your chest. What's happening as we're moving through this is that therapy ball grips on, ideally to your skin. So I'm doing this with a shirt on, but if you were at home, I would recommend just a sports bra or even no shirt would be really nice, so that the texture of the Coregous ball can really grip and grab against your skin, create more shear, more layers of movement between your tissues. Nice, and then come to stillness, reach your right arm over your head. Let's just take a couple rounds of breath here. One more round of breath. Into the therapy ball. So as you inhale, you push the ball away from you with the ribs. Good. And then your right hand comes on top of your left. So I take the sole of my right foot to the ground, my knee points up towards the ceiling, which gives me a little more control. The left arm starts to reach away from me. As I reach it out, slide the right arm open, and then you have your options here. You can keep that pillow or blanket underneath your head, or you can move it away and just experience this stretch. So now the therapy ball is just pressing into the back left side of my rib cage. And as I breathe in, everything's moving out and up, front, the back, the sides are pressing into the Coregous ball. Good, and then the right arm comes back on top as I slide my body back. Hands come back together. That's your exhale. Your inhale, everything opens back up, reaching the arms apart. Breathing in and exhaling. Good, let your next exhale close the arms. And your inhale opens up. So I'm pushing the therapy ball against the ribs. They move along the sides of the ribs. Arms open up. And exhale, close it off. Nice. This last one, open up and pause. Press into your right foot and see if you can create that little bounce over the ball. So again, that little bounce is really nice and soothing for your nervous system. If it feels like it's too much, just stay where you are, holding and breathing. Good, and then bring yourself to stillness. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale fully and completely. Good, let's come back to our left side once again. Blanket or pillow can come underneath your head for that extra support. There's really no right or wrong here, so you could lay here for as long as you want or need on that Coregous ball if it just feels good. Your body, the movement of the Coregous ball if it gets you helps to move blood and lymph and all your tissues around, which is very helpful for reducing inflammation in your body. Good. And then you can move everything out from underneath you. Come back to your back. And let's check back in with our breath. As you lay on your back. With your knees bent, the soles of your feet on the mat. Notice how the breath is moving through your body now. Compare the right side and the left side and see if you can recall back to that first few rounds of breath that you took. See if it feels different for your body now. Straighten your legs long. Bring your ankles to touch and see if your legs are back to the same length, if that had shifted for you. Mine are back. And then reach your arms over your head, bring your palms to touch. My arms feel even now. I have length on both sides of my body. Take a deep breath into your nose, a big full body stretch. And then as you exhale, just bring your arms back down alongside your body. Bend your knees. Place the soles of your feet on the mat. Just let your knees fall towards the center. Let's just take 5 rounds of breath together. Breathing in. Expanding through your rib cage. Exhaling and releasing. Breathing in. Expanding. Exhaling, softening, letting go. Hopefully you feel the difference. Your body feels a little more relaxed. Your breathing is a little more easy. So you can stay there as long as you like, or you can sit up and notice how that feels sitting up, rolling your shoulders up, back and down.
I hope that you found this to be helpful for you. So whether you're dealing with COVID now or you're just trying to keep your lungs healthy, thank you for sharing this time with me. If this is helpful for you, please share it with others. I know that many people who've been suffering with COVID, I've had people say, well, you don't need to bring me any food because I can't taste anything. So bring them a Coregous ball, share this video with them, and hopefully everyone will start to feel a little bit better. Thanks for your time. Namaste.